ruling Saint Lucia Labour Party castigated the United Workers' Party for reckless borrowing during the Allen Chastanet administration. Now, the United Workers' Party is returning the favour, accusing the government of hypocrisy. However, Economist Richard Peterkin is pointing out that the government is performing a balancing act between revenue collection and spending that is lowering the country's deficit.
No matter how much you collect, if you spend more than you collect, then you end up with deficits. And that is essentially the issue that governments have had to deal with over the last, since independence. Because at the end of the day, if there's the deficit, then it means you've got to borrow money. And it's interesting to note that Jamaica, in this coming recent budget, about a couple of weeks ago, for the first time in a long time, projected a balanced budget. That is, no deficits. Barbados didn't have a balanced budget, but a reduced deficit. And I think what the government is projecting this time is going to be, again, a reduced deficit to less than 3% of GDP, which is regarded as the line in the sand that you don't want to cross.
Peterkin went on to highlight the implications of a country running high deficits.
Don't go above 3 because you're going to have a problem borrowing money, and you'll be regarded as inefficient and perhaps not able to raise the revenues or to meet the expenditure. In fact, we continually run high deficits. People are going to say, you know what, and I don't like your bonds.
Reflecting on history, the Economist highlighted the consequences of Saint Lucia running a deficit, while acknowledging that in situations like the COVID-19 pandemic, a country may inevitably find itself operating with a deficit.
We had a year, and I won't mention which year, in which we put out, I think it was a 60 million bond issue, and it was unsubscribed. We had to withdraw it. Bear in mind, you have to admit, there will be times like during COVID, we had no choice. Nobody had a choice back in those days. And we were just fortunate that even though we had crossed that line, we were getting, let's just say, the IMF and other, lending institutions globally were giving us more time to pay and relax kind of, payment terms, so that we were able to do that.
Peterkin's analysis highlights the importance of fiscal responsibility in maintaining economic stability. While both political parties continue to point fingers, it is clear that the government's efforts to control spending and improve revenue collection are essential in mitigating the risks associated with high deficits. The long-term economic health of Saint Lucia may ultimately depend on maintaining this balance in the face of ongoing political and financial challenges. For Choice News Now, I am Darrell Lionel.